Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing about principal component analysis. Principal component analysis is an important and most commonly used dimension reduction method in multivariate analysis. What is the use of dimension reduction? Let's ask this question ourselves. Is it necessary to look at all variables in a multivariate analysis, or is it possible for a smaller set of variables to capture the same information? The answer is yes. Different techniques can be employed. Most commonly used popular method is principal component analysis. Another method is factor analysis, which is commonly used in psychometric analysis. Then we have canonical correlation analysis. The next video we will be discussing about canonical correlation analysis. Another method is multidimensional scaling. Okay, so what is principal component analysis? PCA helps to capture the variability of a set of variables through a few linear combinations of the original variables. These linear combinations of the original variables contain most of the information that is contained in the original set. So PCA actually helps in data reduction, because you will have to look at only fewer variables rather than a long list of variables, which is very necessary in the case of multivariate analysis. It also has the advantage of interpretation, like fewer variables makes it easy to capture the underlying mechanism of the model, and it helps in interpretation. Let's take this example. We have in the x-axis height, and the y-axis weight. Heights minus 160 and weight minus 55 is being plotted. Here we can see that there is a positive correlation in the data, and this actually the data is spread as the scatter plot. You can see that the data is spread, and in the both the variables height and weight, there is variability in both the variables. If we do PCA on this data, or it is possible to do PCA on this data. For example, it will look like let's see this. Let's say we have rotated our axis, and the new axis is something like written in the red color. See, if we have rotated this axis, then most of the variability in the data lies along one axis, the large axis. The other perpendicular axis, the variability is very less. Means that instead of the two-dimensional data, or instead of two variables in the original data set, if you rotate the axis, if you do PCA, you can represent the same data in, or you can analyze it in using one variable. It's actually a linear combination of the new axis. The rotated axis is a linear combination of the previous axis. The new variables being y1 equal to a11 x1 plus a12 x2, where x1 and x2 are the original variables. y2 is a21 x1 plus a22 x2. So instead of looking at both x1 and x2, we may consider only y1, that is our largest, the variable which is having largest variability, or it contains almost all the variability. If you generalize this model, That is something like we had in the previous example we had only two variables, and in the first we were trying to convert that problem, or we were trying to reduce the dimension to one variable. So the reduction of two variable to one variable is not very big, but it is possible that if you have some 100 variables, you reduce the dimension to some 5 variables. If you have some 1000 variables, the reduction to 1000 to 10 or 15, then that is very large, isn't it? So the same method is applicable like in the previous example. The same method is applicable if you have very large number of variables also. So if you generalize this, say we have some m variables, x1, x2, etc., xm, you can create the linear combinations of these variables, like y1 equal to a11 x1 plus a12 x2, etc., a1m xm, a1 prime x, y2 equal to a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus etc., a2m xm, and so on. You create m linear combinations, ym equal to am1 x1 plus am2 x2 plus etc., amm xm. So the vector y equal to y1 y2 etc., ym is equal to matrix A. This matrix contains all the, or it's also called a coefficient matrix, which contains a1 transpose, a2 transpose, etc., all the vectors into the vector x, which contains x1, x2, the original variables. So y equal to ax. Here the newly obtained variables, or the linear combinations of the previous variables y1, y2, etc., ym are called the principal components. Yj is the jth principal component. So now the model is defined. We don't know how to create this model, but we have defined the model, and the model is defined once we have the elements of A, that is the matrix A. The coefficient matrix is available. But how to choose this A1, A2, etc., AM? There is a systematic procedure to choose A1, A2, etc., AM. Firstly, A1, A2, etc., AM should be orthogonal. That is, AJ prime AK should be 0, AJ prime AJ should be 1. It should be orthonormal, not only orthogonal, it should be orthonormal. So orthonormal vectors. So it's a step-by-step procedure. You can choose A1 such that the variability of Y1 is equal to variability of the variance of A1 transpose X, which is maximized with respect to A1. Sorry. Variability of Y1 is equal to variability of A1 prime X is maximized with respect to A1. Now A2 is chosen such that variability of Y2 equal to variability of A2 transpose X is maximized, and it should be orthogonal to the previous vector chosen, A1. AM is chosen, so and so on. AM is chosen such that it is maximizing this variance, and the orthogonality condition is met to all A1 to AM minus 1. So the result is the total variability, that is variance of x1 plus variability of x2 plus etc., variability of xm, which should be same as variability of y1 plus variability of y2 plus etc., variability of ym. Then what is the advantage of using yj's instead of xj? See, the covariance of yj comma yk is 0. They are orthogonal, and the variance of yj are ordered actually. Variance of y1 should be greater than or equal to variance of y2 should be greater than or equal to. So the largest variance will be captured in y1, then the next largest, second largest, and so on. What you can do is you can take the first q y's, that is y1, y2, etc. yq should be q should be less than m. You can compute variance of y1 plus variance of y2 plus etc. variance of yq divided by the total variability into 100. If this percentage is reasonably large, like 90%, 95%, which is under consideration, so if you are satisfied with 90%, you can stop at some value of q. So instead of m original variables, you can stop with q variables. Let's take an example, a concrete example. Let's say we have some serials data, and it contains these contents like protein, carbohydrate, fat, calories, vitamin, etc. So these are the original variables: protein, carbohydrate, fat, calories and vitamin, x1, x2, etc. x5, 5 variables. Now from this you do PCA, you create y's, component 1, component 2, component 3, 4 and 5. Then you get this matrix. The component 1 has a variability of, in the second table you see the component 1 has a variability of 31.82, component 2 has a variability of 16.17, 3 2.43, component 4 0.51 and component 5 0.4. The proportion of variance, you see 79% of the variance is captured by the first component, and 20% is captured by the second component, and the third, fourth and fifth component are capturing very less amount of variance. So the cumulative variance also you can see 0.79, 99, 99, etc. What does this analysis tell us? See, this analysis, you look at the component 1 of y1, which is equal to y1 equal to 0.228 calories plus 0.972 vitamins. Or the other values are zeros. Protein, carbohydrate and fat are zeros, which explains 79% of the variability. So if you are satisfied with that variability, instead of 5 variables, you can stop with only one variable y1. If you are not satisfied still, consider both y1 and y2, where y2 is minus 0.176 carbohydrates, minus 0.95 calories plus 0.233 vitamins, which together explains 99% of the variability. Thus you are sure that instead of all the 5 variables, that is instead of analyzing a serial for protein, carbohydrate, fat, calories, vitamin, like all the 5 variables, you need to look at 1 or at most 2 variables. So that's all for this video. In the next video we'll come up with some more details of PCA. Thank you.